Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. We got another great edition of Bring It in the House podcast show where we spotlight musicians, entertainers, artists, and leaders. Get your meal. We have a fantastic meal in the house for you tonight. I have, of course, he's a producer. He's worked on so many projects, and he's a firm believer in code switching and so much more. Let's give it up for Mr. Eric Jones out there in LA. Woo-woo! Hi, Eric.
Hello, Minnie. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm much better now. I thank you so much for your patience.
No
You know,
worries. No worries.
thank you. We like to kick the show off with, just you repping your hometown. Let everybody know. I already spilled the beans. I said LA, I believe, but yeah,
Well,
let
you said
everybody
that's
know.
where I am. But
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
that is where I'm from. I am born and bred right here in Los Angeles, California. Grew up in Linwood, Compton, Watts, moved to the west side of things after teenage years. And luckily enough, in my different pursuits, I've had the chance to travel. So I've been to quite a few different states. I've seen the various parts of America from the South to the Midwest to the East. Um, and here I am, right here before you right now today.
Yes, Eric, you are here doing the thing. You were on the Kev on stage, and that thing went viral, over 12 million views. Man, tell us about that. How that all happened for you?
Well, I've been a fan of Tony and Kevin's work. I've watched their careers since they were predominantly just on YouTube. And I've seen them, take their careers individually and collectively to some pretty amazing heights. And so it was the last show of their nationwide tour. I believe it's their first nationwide tour together, has the Ball brothers. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
Hmm.
But anyway, me and the wife, we went to just catch the show. And the way they do their shows is called a freestyle comedy. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear. I just thought I heard a little feedback,
Yeah, yeah. Just a little
mainly
bit.
on my voice.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's
All
okay.
right. So, long story short, when you go to one of their Ball Brothers show, they put a QR code up on the screen, and they encourage the audience to scan that and answer the questions. And the answers that they like is what they base that evening's comedy off of. And so, the last show was at the Wilton Theater here in Los Angeles, and as the show is going on, I hear my name being called. And from there, I just went up on stage and uh, they asked me what was a black commandment that I do, but I don't really like doing. And code switching was the first thing that came to mind because um, in the various different jobs I've had, I've learned that there's a very professional, very practiced way of having to speak. And especially in today's social political climate, you have to be very careful what words you choose, what your intent behind choosing certain words, because everybody's feelings have to be held so gently. And
Yes.
so I got a chance to actually have a therapeutic moment. They asked me what was something I ran into on the job, and I'm a procurement agent, so I make a ton of purchases, and not all of them arrive timely. And so I had to illustrate how, in my professional everyday life, how I deal with that type of adversity. And then they asked me the magic question: if you could just be you in that same situation with the same level of frustration and everything, how would you do it? And uh, the South Central part of me got a chance to be free. That's all I can say. And so it really seemed to have resonated though with a lot of people. I'm not alone in having that small voice inside of myself wanting to say things a certain way when I can't,
You can.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I
yeah.
watched it. I watched it. I'm like, wow. It was pretty hilarious. It was, man.
Well, it
That's
seems to
really.
have touched people across the spectrum of corporate America, and particularly Black corporate America. So
Mhm.
now, me myself, I hadn't obtained that level of notoriety before, but it's interesting now to see how many people responded to it and it resonated with, and are asking to have more content like that.
Yes, yes.
Pretty
So
amazing,
that was very amazing, and you it hit at the right time where people, I guess everybody was kind of on that feel, feeling, as far as emotionally. So it came every. It's all about timing. So your
isn't it?
video, yes, it really is. Now, before we launched on, you were telling me all about how you kind of got started with your career as far as producing in the music industry and all of that. Let's talk about that, Eric.
Well, I'm 56 years old. Hip hop is just now about 51, 52 years old.
Yes.
So I'm very much a child of hip hop. I grew up with it. It grew up with me. And it was a creative musical outlet that I got a chance to delve into, starting in junior high school, just being exposed to different instruments. So I am a self-taught pianist. And just once technology started to allow us to have drum machines and uh, keyboard workstations and the ability to actually uh, sequence music on your own,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I started to put the ones and twos together. And I did a lot of ghost production for a lot of up and coming LA acts at the time. Some have gone pretty high. Um, and that's pretty much what I was doing with it. It was a hobby that allowed me to have that creative outlet, make a little extra money, but it wasn't enough to pay the bills. It really wasn't.
Not at that time, anyway.
Not at that time. You said the right words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And from there, I mean, it just kind of took off in different. When you say it kind of branched off into different ways, because you worked on a film and you got recognized for so many things.
Oh
Wow,
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you this. You never know what God has in store for you. You
that's
know,
right. That's
all of these recent movements have taken place since I would say about 2018 or so.
right.
And before that, I took the time to raise my sons and get them out into the world on their own. Because when you're in the entertainment industry, as you know yourself, being out on the road right now as we speak, it's a grind, and it's unfair to, at least in my opinion, it's unfair to drag your family and your children through that obstacle course. So I'm glad that God allowed me to segue into other professional pursuits that allowed me to take care of and raise my family before getting to this point.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
That's a blessing. That ooh,
it is.
geez.
It
And how
is.
many kids do you have?
I have 3 kids. I have a daughter in Fresno, and I have 2 sons here in LA.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And they're all grown up now, I'm sure.
All grown, living their own lives, making their own decisions, and no longer directly under my responsibility.
I hear you. I hear, and I know they're proud of dad, though. I know they are,
I
as you
hope
are.
so. I
Yes.
hope so. I definitely want to have a good image for them and, represent our family name, but also, for my grandkids and great grandkids. And as long as the line goes, I want them to have at least an image to know that where you are is not necessarily where you can go.
Amen. That is so true. And so many people, I'm saying this in honor of Black History Month. This is the very last day of February,
Isn't
which
it?
is, the Black History Month. And so many of our ancestors paved the way to help make our careers possible today. And, we're so grateful for that, so we salute Black History Month. I hate to see it come and
Indeed.
go.
I
Seems,
know
it seems like it went so fast this time.
it's the shortest month of the year. It goes fast every time.
Yeah,
Before we can settle into it and organize ourselves, it's over.
it's over.
But
And Eric, and in your own words, what does Black History Month mean to you?
You know, that's such a complex question, but I'll give you the short form answer.
Okay.
It's a chance to remind ourselves and encourage ourselves to know where we come from, be proud of where we come from, own our journey. But it's also a time to remember and remind the people that brought us here and the country in which we live that there's some unwashed sins that still need to be attended to. So we can't forget what we've gone through. We can't forget the slavery, the lynchings, the being eaten. You know, so as much as I love America, and I do, I wouldn't want to live in any other country. It still has some atoning to do. And so we need Black History Month to constantly keep that in the forefront until that justice happens.
I agree.
That's the short answer. It could have got longer.
Well, that was a good answer. It really was a good answer. And because of our ancestors, of course, you got a film coming up that you produced the music behind it.
Yes, yes.
Summer. Tell us about that film that's going to be released June 1st, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We just signed a distribution deal. And so it'll be released across all streaming platforms this June. And the movie is called That One Summer. It is a coming of age suspense dramedy that centers around 3 young Black girls that grew up in Victorville, California in the mid to late 90s. And so the movie starts off with just them enjoying their summer. And along the way, in the midst of their own hijinks and shenanigans they get into, one of the girls uncovers a troubling secret about herself that ends up getting exposed and worked out through the rest of the film. So it's funny, it's touching, there's heartwarming moments, there's some suspenseful moments, but predominantly it's a children and family film. So it's someplace that from grandma down to the 4 or 5-year-old, you guys can grab your popcorn, pop on this movie, and have a great experience. Now, in addition to that, this movie is accompanied by an all-original soundtrack. And the soundtrack was curated to bring you back to that feeling of the mid to late 90s as far as hip-hop and R&B and even pop music was sounding like at that time. And I am just as I'm one of the producers on the movie, I am one of the producers on the soundtrack. So I can give it the stamp of approval. You are going to be tapping your toes, bobbing your head, and clapping your hands to this for sure.
Let's take a look at the trailer right now and see if we can get that, okay?
Let's do it.
I can guarantee you there was nothing like growing up in the 90s. Those summers after a long school year would always be the best. Well, except for this one time that changed everything for us. Let me tell y'all how it all went down.
Now, your teacher is telling me that you have not been going to class or completing your assignments.
Alex, are we going somewhere?
My spidey sense is tingling. I gotta go save the school. Just had a lot on my plate. Where do you think you're going, punk? Jackie! Give me some privacy. I'll be out in 15 minutes. Please, Veronica. Don't you have anything better to do than pick on little old me? I'm here. Your mama's so dumb. I set drinks on the house and she went to get a ladder. Hi, I just moved in. As if we didn't notice. Welcome to the neighborhood or whatever, but you're gonna have to stay out of her way.
Girl, you are 14 years old. What could you possibly be going through?
Hi, I'm Diane. Welcome to the neighborhood.
The doctor told me you haven't been going to your therapy appointments.
This lady is hiding something. We're gonna figure out what.
Right, right.
Yeah, that sort of reminds me of one of those scary, kind of scary, but
There
not
is some suspense. There is some suspense,
suspense
and I
in
don't
there.
want to give away any of
Yeah.
the goodies, but it is family friendly,
Yes.
100% family friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
so
what's the name of the film company again? Was that J and S Film?
there's four companies involved. There's J&S Productions.
Okay.
There is Lorenz Point. There is
Okay.
Tacoville and Musical Trees. So there's five of us all together in this. No, wait, one, two, three, six of us all together, and we're all from diverse backgrounds. But this project kind of pulled us all together in a very Voltron kind of way, and we were able to create a really good piece of art. So much so that when we submitted it to the various film festivals, some of which we're still waiting to hear back from, we were able to not only get picked up and selected by the Cannes World Film Festival in France, we actually won for Best Children and Family Film for 2026. Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes, that is so huge for us being an independent company. And so, again, we're trying to create art that speaks not just to the various sides of the African American experience, but we also kind of want to show this newer generation that anything is possible if you have the drive, you have the determination, you have the patience to learn the 1, 2, 3 ABCs of whatever it is you're trying to do, that it's obtainable. And that is kind of one of the themes in the movie as well, but not giving away too much.
Yeah. Man, I can't wait to see that, guys. June 1st this year, this summer, June
Yes,
1st,
ma'am.
mark your calendars, in theaters. Well, it's streaming, or is it, let me make sure I'm correct.
It is going to be streaming across all platforms. So your Amazon Video on down to Hulu to Tubi, everywhere. It'll be everywhere this June. But also accompanying this movie is an all original soundtrack. And again, I know we spoke on it earlier, but I cannot stress enough how good the music in this movie is. And it not only fits the mood and the different flavors of the movie, but it's something you can put in your work. Some of it is you could put into your workout playlist. Like you can bump this on your way to work. It's really good music that's going to give you that feeling of originality and vibrancy that we had in the late to mid 90s.
Yes, and that's what we want. We get to hear some from new artists, right? New
Yes,
artists.
all new artists, all new tracks, and that'll be available across all the various streaming services as well.
That is so good, man. Eric, you're so well spoken, so articulate. And you should,
Let me shout out the music supervisor, Jamel. He is an incredible talent, and you guys are going to be seeing a lot more from him, especially if I get to do some collaborations with him. You're definitely going to be seeing a lot more from this guy.
That is so wonderful. I also don't want to miss the opportunity to congratulate you, because then you receive an award on a film. What's the name of the movie? You got Best Producer or something just a few years back. I don't want to spill it. I want you to bring it to the forefront, but I read it in your bio with your publicist sent over.
And see, that's what we were talking about. It is That One Summer film that won the award. And again, it was for the totality of the film. So all of us producers are sharing in that award, as well as the cast, as well as the entire crew that filmed and did the hard work of bringing this to light. So it's an award we're all sharing.
All of you. Isn't that amazing? Congratulations.
Well, it is and has been a group effort, and again, it shows that when like-minded individuals get together and we become solution-oriented, that great things can happen.
Can happen. That is so true.
Yes.
True. Now, Eric, you've done a lot of work and everything, but you're also a storyteller, I read. Oh, you can't help be a storyteller because you're in film, right?
Right. And so along that line, what I'm trying to do right now is um, I am exclusively working with Christian artists as far as my music is going. And so I want to send a shout out to a extremely talented neo soul singer rapper by the name of Nyota Parker. She's out of Montreal, Canada, by way of South Africa. Extremely talented young lady. You can look up one of her lead singles called Soulless. Incredible. And that's the one that caught my eye. And so I am currently putting together production for her upcoming project that I haven't submitted to her yet, but I'm still working through it. And there's another young lady by the name of Kawani, who is out of Atlanta. Also another phenomenal talent, really on the up and coming side of things, singer, dancer. But I'm attracted to these individuals and a host of others because I'm more interested in giving my talents back to God at this point. I had my season of giving it to the world, and now I want to glorify the kingdom, and I want to help those that are also trying to glorify the kingdom do that with music that is current. You know, doesn't sound old and dated, but something that sounds fresh and new, so we can bring the word fresh and new.
That is so good. Because that's what God does for us. He renews us
Every day.
Every day.
Fresh mercies, right? Every day.
Every day.
And so, you know, and with the world being the way it is, we know all the things that are happening in the world right now. It's more important now than ever before that, you know, we show people that there is hope. There is someone that is in control. And despite all the darkness you see happening right now, he's still in control. And if you know him, you're under his protection, you're under his wing, and there's no safer place to be, especially in what we're going through right now. So I just want to help new artists bring that word out. I want to tell good stories that uplift and shine a different type of light on the various facets of our community.
Man, that's good stuff. Now, Eric, when you're composing and you know, putting your music, I guess, your tracks together, how kind of give us a little recipe of kind of how that kind of comes together for you, if you can.
Well, for me, it starts with a feeling. What is the feeling I'm trying to emote in the music? And that could start with a bass line. That could start with a simple, you know, chord progression that I'll usually play on my keyboard. And from there, I just kind of let the music guide me, let it help me tell the story of the feelings that I'm trying to display. And then from there, I give that to the artist, letting them know what thought space I was in, what the feelings were. And that usually connects with them, and they're able to give that feeling a voice and give it texture and words. And that's the best way to collaborate for me. I'm also starting to work with other musicians now. And so there's a world-class drummer by the name of Fred Dinkins that I'm looking forward to doing some work with. I mean, you can Google him, another phenomenal talent who has worked with all the greats from Denise Williams on down. I mean, phenomenal. And so just recently at a Tony Baker show, I got the chance to meet the West Coast legend DJ Quick and the saxophone legend Kamasi Washington. And so, God willing, there will be some collaborative efforts coming out of the three of us that I hope will definitely grasp everyone's attention.
We can't wait to hear it.
Well, I definitely want people to stay tuned because things are only going to continue to progress. Things are going to only continue to go up. And with God in control, that's all it can be. It can be nothing but greatness.
That's all this can be. That's all. Did you come from a long family of musicians, Eric?
Actually, no. I'm the only musician in my family.
Oh,
right?
that was your calling then, you know?
Yes, yes,
Definitely.
definitely was. I mean, it started with just I guess I've always had an ear for how I heard music. Um, and you might have this same experience in your family. Whenever the adults would get together and have a party, all the kids are pushed off into one bedroom. And
Huh?
so that became a way that we used to entertain ourselves. We would play the radio and make instruments and have just a bedroom band type of
Yeah.
thing going. And um, once I actually got around actual instruments, it just took plucking around to figure out what sounds were where, and that's how it all evolved. It's all self-taught.
All self-taught. Oh my gosh. Just that you always had that ear for it. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's a talent and a gift, but it's also a curse because there's certain things you can't unhear,
Yeah.
and
That's true.
it's like scratching on a chalkboard when I meet an artist and they have the passion, they have the drive, but they don't know how to stay on beat. They don't know how to stay on rhythm. They don't know how to control their tone, so they're pitchy, and that's the struggle. That's the struggle right
Yeah.
there. But
Your
sometimes that's what
ears
it
are.
takes. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I try to teach as much as I can along the way. So
Mhm. Mhm.
just a little patience. You'd be surprised how well things can turn out.
Yes. You're right. We can't be so quick to just scrap things and go. Can't be so quick because you just never
Right,
know. Yeah.
right, right. Exactly.
Before we go, because the time is really running out, I can't believe we've had so much fun, Eric.
It's been a great conversation talking to you. You are so smooth.
Well,
It
thank
doesn't
you. So
seem to
are
talk long
you.
at all.
Look, hey, your energy. I'm rubbing off. Your energy's rubbing off on me.
Okay.
Yeah, you're so kind. Any more shout outs before you go, Eric?
Um, I'd like to shout out the director of that one summer, Aaron Stiles, his partner, Jordan, Tony Tacoville, Brian and Jimmy from Lorenz Point, all the guys, all the cast and crew that helped make that possible, all the artists that are on this soundtrack, Jamel for being an excellent music supervisor. Shout out to Tony Baker and Kev on stage for giving me the opportunity to be on stage with them and having that go to where it is. I will be connecting with them more in the future. I don't want to make any promises or give anything away, but there's definitely going to be something going on between us. I can't say yet. But in the meantime, I'm also putting together sort of a sketch comedy show, I guess you could say,
Mm-hmm.
that's going
Mm-hmm.
to cover code switching and how we do it in our everyday life, in our personal and professional relationships, and just trying to demystify the stigma that's on it, and hopefully get people to see it along the same lines as the second language that we all have to speak in order to exist in the corporate world and get things done in a professional manner.
Get
You know,
things.
we can't show our teeth to everybody all the time,
No, not all the time.
but there's moments. Oh, there's moments. Some people are worth being growled at, but you have to do what you have to do to keep things going. So just keep an eye out for that. And I definitely will stay connected with you so I can keep you abreast of what's going on every step of the way.
Yes. So thank you so much. And Eric, if someone wants to book you, they have to go through your publicist, right? Miss Desiree,
Yes,
right?
Miss Desiree Benson. And or you can reach out to me via my various social medias and I will segue your information to her. You can catch me on TikTok under @EarHustler. You can catch me on Facebook under Eric Jones, and you can catch me on IG under eTrees @eTrees_EarHustler.
All
And
right.
if you're interested in my music, there's little snippets of the various styles of tracks that I make. And so all I can say is if you're trying to lift the kingdom up and you need something spicy, holler at your boy. I got you covered.
You sound like a radio announcer. You have a great voice.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Any last words of encouragement before you get out of here, Eric?
I want to encourage you. You be safe out there on the road as you have your comings and goings. I pray that God keeps his hands over you and your team and keeps a hedge of protection around you, and that he continues to bless the work of your hands. And just for all your people out there, keep God first, and you can't help but win.
Amen. And I pray the same for you and your beautiful family. Shout
Thank
out to
you
your
so much.
wife, supporting her loving husband.
Oh, she is amazing. Let me shout her out. Her name is Crystal Jones. She is a Delta. So yes. She
Still love
is
you. Divine
definitely
Nine.
yep, she's definitely a backbone for me. She is definitely the rib that I need. So shout
Amen.
out to her for being a beautiful, wonderful, supporting wife.
Yes. And shout out to your beautiful children and all of
Thank you
that.
so much. Thank you so much.
Guys, you missed it. You missed it. The world-renowned Eric Jones, producer. If you're out in the LA area, hey, might want to look him up. This man here, he's doing great things, and he's a man of God. He loves people.
Indeed.
And that's so important. If you missed this episode, you can go to our YouTube channel, Millhouse Entertainment 1748, or you can go to Eric's channel, I believe, or go to some of his pages, as he mentioned, Facebook, Twitter. I'm not Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. We love you guys, and we will see you back here next time. Next week, I'm bringing it in
It's
the
been a
house.
pleasure.
We'll see you then. All right. Get the music out.
All right, Miss Millie. Thank you so much. That was such an enjoyable experience.